And tonight, this gentleman will be making his network television debut. This is his most recent album right here. It's called Spirit of Love. We're very pleased to welcome Majek Feshek.
Arise from your sleep, Africa. Rise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. There's work to be done, America. But if we unite, we will be free. So long, too long, so long, too long. We've been sitting down for so long. We've been fooling around for too long. We've been sitting down for so long. I have not been fooling around for too long. So long, so long, too long, too long, so long, for too long, too long. Hey. Remember, long time ago, when we used to live like prince and princess. Remember, the pyramid of Egypt, when we used to live like prince and princess. Remember, Marcus Garvey, who are the dream for New America. Oh, remember, Martin Luther King, the dream for New America. They say you are black, they say you are brown, they say you are black, they say you are brown. Only the angels of Jah is white now. Only the angels of God is white. So long, too long, so long, too long. We've been sitting down so long. We've been a fool around for too long. Arise from your sleep, Africa. Arise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. So much work to be done, America. But if we unite, hey, we will be free. So long, too long, so long, too long. Press the down for so long.
And tonight, this gentleman will be making
Can you please confirm if you can hear me now, please? Please, I will appreciate. Thanks for bringing it to my attention that you can hear me. Can you hear me now, please? Can somebody in the comment section let me know if you can hear me, please? Those in the comment section, can you? Okay, thank you, Dr. Guy Alexander Gomez. Thank you very much. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. I beg your pardon. I am your host, aka Electricity. Today is going to be a very wonderful evening, and I'm expecting Dr. Rudolph and our extinguished, not distinguished, our extinguished gentleman, who by the name is Pansat, who told Rudolph to go to hell, and Rudolph said he's been to hell, and he's back. So he's yet to tell us what hell is. A lot of people during this afternoon broadcast were looking forward to this broadcast. Man of Prestige and Dan, aka The Revolution. And so, let's say this. Let me put context into this broadcast, even though it appears to be a comedy broadcast, but we must not take it lightly. Pansat responded due to frustration he must be experiencing, and most of us are also experiencing this frustration, not seeing things working on the ground in Nigeria, and that can be very frustrating. How we express that frustration differs at the end of the day, but no matter how frustrated we may be or we are, I think at a certain point we should be able to control where possible. It's easier said than done where possible to have this control. And Pansat is fighting many battles. He's fighting the Muslim, he's fighting Boko Haram, he's fighting Buhari, he's fighting Tinubu. He's fighting everybody. So you can understand we understand why we are here. Choma, why did you say you are here for only Pansat? Are you not here for Dr. Rudolph today? This is Dr. Rudolph. Dr. Rudolph can ban every one of us. I hope you know that, Choma. Please, I need you to change. Please, if you can, change it that we are here for Pansat and Dr. Rudolph. I don't want this broadcast to be shut down. Don't forget, Rudolph just came back from hell, and hell knows no fury. I think if I'm correct by that statement, hell knows no fury, and we don't want Rudolph coming here and shutting down this this broadcast. Please. Okay, you did. No, I'll take Jacobin Pansatri. Okay, and Pansat has more charisma. Yeah, that is why. I mean, we want him here. Was it right to tell Rudolph to go to hell? In my opinion, I say yes. That is my opinion, which I'm entitled to. I know it's a risk for saying yes. For Babs, if you are coming on the platform, you have to turn on your camera, please, except you are joining from Nigeria. Yes, it is. But you see, we must not dismiss the frustration. I am also experiencing the frustration. Those of us who genuinely care for Nigeria, everyone. I mean, those in the comment, whether you are for Tinubu or for Pitobi or for anybody, or for IPOB or for Yoruba Nation, it's as a result of this frustration we are all experiencing that things are not going the way we expected it. Thank you, but why we love drama? Yeah, sometimes we do. We laugh about our country. Everything is a joke to us. Not really. Gbasgbos loading. Yes, it is loading to Mr. Electricity. No, sorry, I missed a point. Treasury Gbasgbos loading. And you are awesome too. Thank you, Chairman. You're welcome. I'm still expecting Pansat. Where is Pansat? I believe Show must have forwarded the invitation to him. We are expecting him, and I hope he will come on board to actually express himself. Thank you, Man of Prestige, and thank you, Chim, also for joining. Tonight is going to be a very wonderful night.
I was here. I'm here to see Pansat and Rudolph because I want to know what airline goes to hell. Where do you get the boarding pass from?
So I'm expecting Rudolph at least.
Good day, Jim.
Yeah. Man of prestige, welcome.
Good day, man of prestige. Good to see you. Did you go to? Are you from the gym?
Yeah. I just came back from the gym.
Okay.
So we are expecting, but like I said, this frustration is across board. We must not dismiss that because we are not seeing things working the way we expect it. How we express that frustration differs. So, and I believe Pansat and Rudolph will be here to clarify this issue, particularly Rudolph, because by his own admission, he said he went to hell, and he needs to come and tell us how hell looks like for the benefit of his own audience. Because if you don't remember, Rudolph have issues with God and Jesus Christ, so maybe Pansat was trying to tell him to go to hell. He has issue. He has issue with. Sorry, let me. I pretend. Good evening. I said good morning, good evening to everyone. You were not here when I greeted, but again, I said good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, depending on your geographical location. Man of prestige, you came in first. Let me just quickly greet those who are on the platform who are saying greetings to us. Greet to everyone on the platform. So somebody here says Rudolph back from the pro-Palestinian protest. I hope he remembers he's got an apartment here. Mazi, thank you for joining us, for joining this comedy night. We need to have this comedy night once in a while. Chioma said Rudolph needs to be saved. I agree with that, Chioma. Rudolph needs salvation. So I will start with you, man of prestige. In respect to Pansat frustration, why we time it comedy night? How do we deal with this frustration, Nigerian frustration? Man of prestige, the floor is yours. Thanks.
Thank
You are muted. You are muted, man of prestige. You are muted.
Sorry. Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah, I say it's nice to be on the platform. We was there earlier. Mazi Ezeko, I saw you having an interview, talking to some musician from, some musician a while ago. Nice to see you, sir. We appreciate you for coming. It's always delightful to have you on this platform.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but anyway, in reference to the question you asked me, Nigeria situation, has become something unobtainable. I mean, with the shege going on in Nigeria right now, I don't even believe anything they said. I'm looking at the Naira today, because I was supposed to send some money, tomorrow to somebody.
Sorry, man of prestige, that I'm Mazi Ezeko, sorry for that. We need to wish you happy belated birthday. So on behalf of Dr. Damages.
Now, because somebody write them now you know. Now to begin charging money now.
No.
Una no do me well, though. Una no do me well. Is it because of that? Is it because of the small dollars that you can give me? The small dollars.
No. That's not.
Go ahead, I'm listening. I'm busy right now. Go ahead.
I saw it on your channel and people wishing. I should have sent you a happy birthday on the WhatsApp. So my apologies for that. I sincerely apologize for that. Please.
The only apology man says okay is accepting today being Friday is an apology that is accompanied by something.
Okay, all right. I shall contact you. I'll contact you privately for that.
By the way,
That
you
is no
came to
problem.
Nigeria. You promised to see me, and I killed two. I stay in band A and band Z. So, and I killed 1.5 chicken for you. You didn't come, so I don't know.
Okay, I owe you a lot then. I will make up. I'm capable to the tax. Okay,
Well, all
while
right,
man of
man.
prestige is on the phone, Chim, the floor is yours before I come to man Mazi. Okay, thank you.
First of all, happy birthday to Mazi. It's wonderful seeing you. I hope you had a nice one.
So, you guys didn't wish me. Nobody took me anywhere.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know now. So, but now I'm knowing.
Now you know. Now you know. Now, so make you ababola.
All right, no wahala. We'll go talk about them. Well, you know, my view has always been never let the Nigerian issue get under your skin. Truth be told, it's in two parts. The first one is that, you know, as a people, you know, following up from what you said in the morning, we play a lot, but it's also cultural. I think we're generally somehow God, the people that nature, or you say, if you say God or whoever brought around that territory called Nigeria, likely have a tendency for taking things lightly. You understand? It has its pluses. The pluses in it is that we look for solutions, but the negative is that sometimes the solutions are not national based. So we don't have electricity. We find the lighter side to eat. We buy generators to solve our electricity issues. And then we all become our own power generating companies. We begin to make fun of the sizes of our generators, and we nickname those who have small one, past my neighbor, you know, and then we flex as a people over it. So actually, I think there is the balance. That's what we need to strike as a people. And that balance is, one, not letting it get under your skin and make you go paranoid and then fight your brother and kill your brother, cheat your brother, and all those things. But on the other side, to also, while we take it lightly in the sense of not allowing the frustrations to make us kill one another, but which incidentally somehow we're starting to fail. Because I remember in those days when they said there was this study done, I think by I'm not sure who did that study. I think I was in university when it came up. For several years, Nigerians were rated the most happiest people on earth, if you remember. It was an actual study. But this was in spite of the fact that we had issues as a people. We had just been coming out, or we were under the SAP era of Babangida. You know, Nigerian universities will be shut down. People were struggling with inflation and all those things. There were no jobs, you know, all sorts of things in the days when your namesake, Andrew, your namesake, headed to the airport complaining there's no water, no light.
Something on the background.
Is he talking to us or talking to himself? You know, okay. So, he went to the airport and then he got convinced not to jackpot, check out, it used to be called then, and then he didn't check out. We took it, that is to tell you, and this was a national orientation advert, if you remember. It was a national orientation advert trying to show how we could improve Nigeria. But at least the government was even owning up. For the government to have allowed that kind of advert then, the government owned up that things were not working, but that the solution was not for people to jackpot. Hence the Andrew advert. And it became popular and we laughed about it. But now, I don't know if the Boko Haram people are laughing about it and all the insurgents all over the country are laughing about it. Nobody's laughing about it. People are, taking advantage of the other when they can. And so in summary, I will just say it is good to be lighthearted, but we also know when to draw the line and be a serious people to look for a solution to our challenges, which means getting angry with National Assembly when we hear that the leadership of National Assembly is sending prayers to National Assembly members and not sending prayers to the ordinary Nigerian citizen. We should get angry when a government is telling us that we need to tighten our belt, and the executive is voting money to buy official cars for ministers and an unconstitutional office of the First Lady, but they are ignoring the citizens. We should get angry when we hear that a departing governor is paying his or her daughter's or child's school fees up front. You understand? While teeming numbers of other less privileged Nigerian children cannot go to school. So those are some of the things. Unfortunately, the Nigerians, we've gone numb. I personally have a conspiracy that why we are that numb is because most people are waiting for their turn. So if they're not waiting for their turn, they just believe that one day it will be their turn. And when it's their turn, whatever the politicians have done, they too will go and do their own. So I want to leave that there for now. And then maybe when we have gone round, we'll come back and I'll share more.
Okay, thank you very much. Man of Presi, before I come to you, I'll go to Mazi Ezioke, okay? Mazi Ezioke, I don't know if you follow the trend of what happened between Pansat and Rudolph Okonkwo, aka Dr. Damages. Pansat has Rudolph to go to hell out of frustration. And Rudolph, after some few days, he came back, he said he's been to hell and he's back. Which is a good thing on its own. But Rudolph had issue with Jesus Christ and God over time. So I think Pansa was spot on when he asked him to go to hell and not to heaven, and that really pissed Rudolph off at the end of the day. So that's why we are here today. But the issue of Pansat is the issue that is affecting every one of us, and so we are here to address our frustration, how we can go about our frustration, saying that we are concerned about Nigeria and the way things are going it's causing frustration. I don't want a situation where one day on this platform somebody will collapse as a result of Nigeria's problem. So Mazi, okay, you've been on the ground for a long time. You're an expert in this regard. What do you think are the coping mechanisms, particularly for those of us in diaspora? The floor is yours, Mazi. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. There is no, Nigerian matter. There is a pidgin adage, or rather, my people used to say that Nigerian matter is like civil service. They know they quick carry on for center of the head. Now, for side, they carry on in case if you therefore make you leave on. Because if you carry on for center of your head, if it lead to colors, right? So because the entire person. But on the other side, it's that everybody knows that things are not working out the way they ought to. There might be some gains or some efforts, but the issue is that because Nigerian, or majority of the Nigerian citizens that have access to internet have really left the shores of the country and have really left the hinterlands where they used to live and gone in the cities. So they always feel like things are not going fast enough. I mean, why would they drag? Recall that we had a president that even the world called Baba go slow because of the way he was so slow in taking decision. Now, good luck come. He come after Yaradua was called Baba go slow. Good luck came was like Baba traffic jam himself. It appeared at some point that Yaradua was even faster. Then Buhari now came in, became Papa Nepa take light self, because you can go knock your head for ground, nothing basically is happening. Now, in all this, how do you cope? I think that's the question. In all this, we see it. You said it, for you to drink water, you drill borehole, and I tell people, one day, sir, we'll go drill borehole, then Sote will begin drill earthquake on our head. You know, as everybody dies, we can't even control ourselves how we bury. And so, in one compound, we go to bury people, bury people, bury people, bury people. We don't even have a place where we bury people. Anyway, so appears to be no conversation, because anything that you have to deal with, you need to first develop a theory, even subconsciously, mentally, because you can't just, without drawing a house, just say, okay, I want to build a house. You begin, you begin lay block. Suddenly, say, no, this block, no, I say no straight. Make a go the other way. No, you first of all sit down, think, how do I build this house? How many story building? Because that will determine the strength of the foundation. That will determine the type of rod you use for the foundation. Nigeria is like that house. I think the thing is that people haven't really decided. Everybody that comes in has an idea. No one has written the article of memorandum. How do we want to live and drive this? That's why everybody is frustrated. And out of this frustration, from what you have narrated, people then take their frustration on other people. And recall, we were in Nigeria after the election. Everybody were, oh, no, Nigeria is useless, it's finished, it's this, is, oh, let's just look at it. Let's just, Oga, who is the let and who is the just? Kanye, who is the ka? Make we, who is the make? Do you understand? So everybody says things will do, extract, removing self from. There is nobody that actually want to take some responsibility, be the political leaders. Some will say, oh, it's revolution now. Who is going to start the revolution? The moment you take out yourself. Oh, it is when we do this, who is the person? Until we get to the point where we can begin to speak collectively, say, nah, man, let's, we'll have to do this. And the coping mechanism is, you look at it. Fela say, if you die for nothing. So do you want to die for nothing in actual sense? Die for, I no go agree. Boy, and so they shoot somebody die. You don't even have lawyers. Why? Somebody made an analogy that I found so interesting. They say, what's the difference between the policeman and armed robber? There is no difference. Just that one decided that I have this gun, but I don't want to use this gun to oppress. But I want to use this gun to beg in terms of bribe. Because I actually go and probably use that same gun, remove cloth, stand for main road, it turns into an armed robber. Is frustration. The nation is frustrating anybody. But one thing you also have to know is, and that's my advice on this platform, irrespective of what is happening, do not let it get to you. Nigerian situation. Because if it gets to you,
Maz, sorry for interjecting you. How is that possible for it not to get to us? It's impossible. How is that? For example, somebody made an advance payment of his children's school fees worth equivalent of 1.1 billion naira, while others are suffering, cannot afford a 3 square meal. According to people, Kogi State, we know the whole entire country is a problem. Kogi State. So how would that not get to people? How would that not frustrate people? How is it possible?
Okay, it frustrates you. What do? You go electrocute yourself. You are in the UK, my good brother, right? There was a report that came, I believe, earlier this year, that says the happiest people. Nigeria was among, I think, the 19 nations. The one that my brother alluded to before, I think, was the one of 2001, 2002, that Nigeria was among the first 3, right? But this time around,
even before then, way back 1990s.
Okay. So now, even the UK, where you are, is one of the most miserable place to live.
Yeah, I saw the report. It's the second on happiest country in the world.
So The UK that people Jackpa pay millions to move to is one of the most miserable places to live in their own thinking. But come, people, in as much as Nigeria, it's like this now. If you go out now, you say people know people they happy past the people in the UK because in the madness, in the kogi, now the man don't chop the man. What do you go do? Are you going to go and fight him with bare hand? You understand? So at the end of the day, listen, I said this during Buhari's time. In the first 2 years, I was really mad with, I think I started criticizing Buhari when he won election. The moment he went to America and made that statement of 25%,
97% to 5%.
97% and 5%, which is mathematically incorrect. And by the time he went after, the way he handled some of the restive youths in the Southeast, rather than have conversations and, so that was when I now knew this guy is a waste of space because he's living in the 70s. He hasn't even approached 80s. He's still living in 1970 for some mental disorder sort of that he had. So for me, he was not fit for purpose. I said it. Anyone that ever became or that took part in the Nigerian Civil War, be Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, should never be the Nigerian president because all of them, even the ones from the Southeast, all of them live in a particular era that is wonky, and that's affected the guy, so much. So what am I saying? In the midst of all this, in the midst of Buhari, people were complaining, blah, blah, blah. I say, listen, Oga, you can complain for 8 years and you have no business doing. Find a way. Either we can collectively try to do something, or you independently focus and do something on your own. Because if not, you will sit down and let that get to you. If you, as we're saying now, if you say Tinubu every day, you say Tinubu every day, you will be here 4 years, you're growing gray hair, talking about the same Tinubu. Whereas you can, yes, the country is not bad. Yes, we can do better than what we are doing. Yes, until my other like minds come together to do something, well, let's, move on. So my advice to everybody, which I have adopted, is life has to continue.
Mazuke, yes, life has to continue. I agree. And I also agree that the report says UK is the second most unhappiest nation.
Yes, they have light.
They have light. Exactly. That's that. They have light. They have internet. They have good roads. They have good healthcare system. They have good education to a large extent. They have, at least to a large extent, they are transparent and the government is working. Yes, we understand, but is it not possible for we to have this thing and still maintain that our status of one of the most happiest people in the world?
Of course, we can have those things until we begin to do what Amechi said. That Rotimi Amechi, former governor of Rivers State, said that if you know what they do, you should start throwing stone at them. So he had the recipe already. So sharpen your stones. Whenever you see them, when they come near you,
you stone them. Okay. Thank you for that.
Not but former governor said that you should start stoning them.
Yeah, I'm just reminding you. I subscribe to that. Man of Prestige, I want to play a video, then I'll come to you.
Don't forget, that state is now an oil producing state. So they now have derivation, if you are not aware. So if you want to speak for anybody, please do not defend a character like Yabbis. Please do not.
Okay, let me respond to him. 1 second.
Do not defend a character like Yabbis. Do not.
All right, thank you, Mohammed.
The people of that state.
Can I respond to him?
No.
Then go to hell. Rudolph, go to hell.
All right.
So hold on. In this case, because this is the first time I'm seeing the video. In this case, was he trying to defend Yaya Bello?
I think he was defending Yaya Bello.
No, I was going to say Andrew, you should have played the place where he was seemingly defending.
It's Rudolph that cut the video. He didn't cut that part. So.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that because it will help you gain context.
You see the same thing.
But let me say something. I think you intended to defend Yahaya Bello on the premise that he's not the only one. It's not totally defending Yahaya. I think that's the narrative I got from.
No. I was there. I was in that show. I now showed up. I was the first person who now brought it into the joke and asked Rudolph. I didn't know he had access to Hellfire and how was the journey there? And he turned it into a laughter and everything. Pansat actually was defending Yahaya Bello. He even made it look like they were going after Yahaya Bello because Yahaya Bello is not a core Northerner. He brought in this ethnic.
Okay.
And many of us were like, "Are you serious?" Now, I'm not saying that we all know that our government sometimes goes after political persons when they have fallen out one way or the other, or someone they want to use as a scapegoat. We've seen it happen. Because, for instance, Emefiele was arrested, and then Hadi Sariki has been going around freely until recently, but until people started screaming, and it's the same thing that happened with the cross-dresser, Bobrisky, when Nigerians started saying, but why are we going after Bobrisky? He is not the only person who has sprayed money before EFCS now started going after other high profile. So my point, and that's the point that other guy came to quail. He was like, don't make this moral equivalency. Yahaya Bello has impoverished his people. And if EFCC genuinely wants to go after him, please let them go after him and recover the money of Kogi people. And then Pansat was trying to, defend or whatever. So, and then that's when this whole ticket to hell became a hot cake. My happiness is that I don't know the travel agency that sells that ticket, and I'm not interested.
Well, I think since you guys said that Rudolph has gone and found out, Rudolph has become a hot cake now, because I want to know which airline goes there. I'm interested in this matter.
Man of prestige, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you very much. So the question is that how to cope. So the question is how to cope with the Nigerian situation right now. Whoa. That's a very challenging and relevant question you just asked, because Nigeria should be studying, put in archive some of the top universities in the world, how not to be a failing country or a contracted country, let me put it that way, because we are heading that way. I mean, I used to believe in Nigeria that something is going to work, but I have my doubt right now, even with the present government, which everything, did not emancipate from them. I mean, this has been going on, we've been kind of degenerating for a long time. But this particular government where we are right now has taken it to a different level. I mean, it's just like what's happening to Naira. And because I go to different platforms, you have all these batis or Agbado, as I call them. They were celebrating that Naira is coming down. What has that got to do, what has that got to do with inflation? What has that got to do with the Gary people who can't even afford to eat? I mean, and what is it today? And I was telling them the reason why they are borrowing money. I did Google something. And this present government came into power, I think on May 29. Do you know how much they have borrowed? 10 billion up to the go find out. That's how much they have borrowed. And what are they doing with all this money? Sharing the money, pretending like they are doing something, but they're not doing something. I mean, they're just playing abracadabra on us. I mean, sometimes in our head to lament or whatever. That is exactly what they're doing. I mean, where am I to begin? About the hardship going on in Nigeria. Will I believe from the economic situation or the political situation or the unemployment, inflation, fuel subsidy removal, exchange rate? I mean, at least there's no trajectory. Something is working. I mean, all they're doing is playing distraction on us. Electricity came and the magic, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to come out from this. Did you all see video of Yahaya Bello? He was cursing, said that all these people that were trying to do something to him, they are idiots. They don't have a job. There's a video going around in his office that played recently. This is how confident he is. Nothing is going to happen. And this EFCC come to national TV and be talking that if he's going to resign. I mean, they're just playing on our intelligence. Nothing is going to happen from all this. I mean, I don't know. How are we going to cope? That's the question.
I think I'm going to play another video, but I want us to to exhaust this. Listen, it's copy maker. Like I said,
Andrew, I'm going to switch device. So you're going to see a second one, please. I'm going to go off this one and switch device. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Someone said I should play the clip again. Rudolph did not cut everything that should be seen. I think Rudolph is biased for not cutting everything out, and we can understand that for somebody who has been to hell or claimed to have gone to hell, he now wants to frustrate those of us that wants the truth. So, but we'll play the video again so that
don't forget
here's the video.
that state is now an oil producing state, so they now have derivation. If you are not aware, so if you want to speak for anybody, please do not defend a character like Yabbis. Please do not.
Okay, let me respond to him. One second.
Do not defend a character like Yabbis. Do not.
All right, thank you, Mohammed.
The people of that state.
Can I respond to him?
No.
Then go to hell. Rudolph, go to hell.
All right.
Rudolph, I've never seen this part of him before. My God.
There's no time you watch that video or that clip that you are not going to laugh. But like I said, and I'm going to repeat again, Pansat is fighting many devils and demons. He's fighting the Muslim, he's fighting Boko Haram, he's fighting Tinubu, he's fighting practically everybody. So we can understand his frustration. But like I said, the frustration is common with those who are really concerned for the nation to get better. Some of us, because we are moderators, we tend to hide or suppress that frustration because we don't want to be seen. I think earlier today I showed part of my frustration when I told people, if you don't behave yourself, I will gonna block you and openly, and it's part of the frustration. So
but electricity, I've not finished my summation now.
Okay, go ahead, man of prestige. Thank you.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I just get tired of what's going on in Nigeria. I mean, do you know that Kogi State and your state are one of the poorest states? 61% of the people in Kogi State, let me just be specific, are living under poverty, below poverty. 61%. When I say something, I always make sure I have the data to back what I say. 61%, that's one of the poorest states in Nigeria. If you have the 1.1 billion that was, that was given back to the state by the college, if you use that to build school, hospital, or something like that, or build a factory, half of those people will be, Nigeria, we don't need that much to survive. Half of those people will be able to have a cup of, pounded yam or gari. I don't know. I don't think pounded yam is a luxury in Nigeria. It might be. I mean, chicken or whatever, or buy a beans, which is not in, where all of us are living. I mean, so, the situation in Nigeria is, is very deplorable. But how do we say that? Nigerian people always find a way to survive. I mean, the people are very resilient. There's no problem about that. Many Nigerians have to find a way to survive. I don't know if they have to go get a second job. Do something else or whatever. You just have to find a way to survive. The coping mechanism, you just enumerated a while ago. Nigerian people are the happiest people. And you giving an example of British or whatever, being the second worst place, unhappy people. Yeah, that may be so, but it may be something about the weather. Because wherever you're staying, I've only been in London once. It rains all the time. I watch soccer every day. It rains all the time. It's cloudy all the time. Maybe that's what making people to be unhappy. It's not about the road is walkable, life is okay, people are making income. Anybody in London can tell me. I've not lived there, but I've visited. So I'm thinking it has to do with the weather.
It's not the weather. Okay,
tell me. I don't know. I've not lived there.
It's not the weather. Yes, the weather. We complain about the weather, but it is not the weather. There's
So
a lot of.
What are you comparing? And what make people in British?
If you actually want to talk about weather in Europe, you talk about Sweden and Norway, where Sweden, Norway, and Finland, where for the better part of the year you hardly see a blue sky, right? So the UK is just the British way of complaining and never being satisfied, right? Yet those countries in Europe that I told you about are not even close to where UK is. Just people mourn, just like Nigerians now. Nigerians, I mean, during Goodluck Jonathan, everybody was complaining. Everybody was complaining, but now people know better. I know.
But it's not just about. So I think generally countries where people do not have the benefit of enjoying their income well, in sense of, so you have a country like the UK, the tax system is quite high. You have a country like Canada, the tax system is quite high. They literally, especially when we have all this liberal government, where, so in Nigeria, no, there are certain things in Nigeria we take for granted. I'll give you an example. So a woman has 2 underage children, but she still has to go work. Then the system does not allow her to find any what I call under the table process to take care of those children. So she's worried about taking care of those children. She has to go put them in a daycare that is going to take some percentage of her income. Everything is she wants to fix her car. There is limited side mechanic that can do it. She has to pay heavily. Everything has to be. Now, but back home in Nigeria, even the suffering woman can decide to go and drop her children with her mother, who is willing to see her grandchildren. Now, the other person in the Western world, her mother is not willing to come and take care of any grandchildren. As far as she's concerned, these are even burdens for her. She has 2 dogs she calls children. So you find out that some of those human things that we take for granted back home, things that ordinarily, if our economy and system was functional, will make our country a beautiful place. Those are some of the things that many people who live look at and they ignore and say they will go away. But those who really are deep in Nigeria and are like, I can't go and do this thing abroad.
So, Jim, would you say Nigeria has more endurance? Is that part of?
No. I'm saying there are certain safety nets that are cultural that help Nigerians cope. For instance, during traffic, I remember in the days when I used to work in Victoria Land, after on a Friday, 1 or 2 guys would call me, "Oh boy, where you day? Oh, maybe we'll meet for so and so place. We'll park our cars just by our office, walk to those places, go and shack and eat fish. And once we will be communicating with those who like traffic to find out how far, how Ted Mainland Bridge. And they'll be telling you. After a while, one person will say, "Oh boy, the place don't clear." Everybody will enter in car, drive off. And then what would have taken you 2 hours or 1 hour, you just do it within 30 minutes or 45 and you're home. But you get home late. Now, those things here, my friend, I feel go drink with my friend and I pay for everybody. Next week, somebody else will say, "Drinks on me." But here, Mazi will say, "Chim, I say, "Okay," but I get there, Mazi will pay his own, I pay my own. You see, those things are not, I don't know, for me, it was a struggle when I got here. I said, but you are the one who invited me. Why are you now not paying for my drink? So you find out some of those things are the things that help improve life. And then on a good weekend, there's Owambe. If one family friend is not doing Ibanku, on that one is doing what is it, babies, whatever, or Thanksgiving in one church, there's one wedding. There are social activities that will make you relax and forget all the stress of life, even though that stress is still there. But here, everybody goes home this weekend, go and stay in your house.
Yeah, but don't mix the two. The people that answered the questionnaire or how they got their listing weren't Nigerians. These were people born in those countries, live with it. It's become part of them. So it's not like
I agree with you, Maz. What I'm saying is, see, contextually, when they're asking those people, the things that are informing their responses are these things I'm talking about. The guys in Nigeria with all the craziness, when they see others, they see them happy. You see an Agboro guy, yeah, you do all those things, and you wonder why is this guy still happy with all this headache?
No. You see, I would disagree slightly. You see, that thing that Nigerians make up, because in all you shayo, you enter your car, you already broken the law because you could have entered third mainland and in the lagoon because you're drunk, so to say. Now you get home, your generator, you try it, it's not starting, and mosquito will use you. You know, there are these mosquito that come from Delta State that like to sing in your ears.
You mean from Bayelsa?
I would like to do a pushback in that.
You
mentioning mosquitoes that come from Delta State, Mercy. I would like to do a pushback on that.
Please, don't send me to hell.
Listen, I was actually expecting Pastor. I know people have been complaining in the comment section. Where is Pastor? I know Rudolph will not come. Not in a million years will Rudolph come. He won't come today. He's going to hide for the rest of the day. But I was expecting Pastor. I need to clarify one of the comments. Shari Williams, you said, did I just say Pastor is fighting many devils? Yes, I did say so. And that is a term we always use, not necessarily referring to anyone as what? As a devil, because he said, did I just refer to Muslim as devils? If you listen to me very well, Shari, I did not just mention Muslims. I mentioned Buhari. I mentioned Boko Haram. I mentioned Passat is fighting everybody. So it's a terminology that is used to describe a situation. So I hope I've been able to clarify that to you. Thank you. Man of Prestige, Wale, welcome. Who is next now? Okay. You know, I want to play a video. This video, to me, is highlighting another aspect of hell. Okay. And is highlighting another aspect of hell.
Sorry, I have to go. I will be coming in and going out. I just quickly say one or two things. If you don't
go
mind.
ahead.
Yeah, I've been listening at the background, and I completely agree with what the panelists, Mazi and Chim and the man of Prejudice said. But sometimes it worries me. I feel like I should be able to delete something about Nigeria in my brain. Like, just forget it. I don't know that country exists. But then sometimes I used to think that what could be the problem of a country that has everything? And I try to look at it from different angles. First of all, I look at it from, okay, is it a curse? Are we cursed? Then I try to look at the Bible, so that's why I said I wish I could delete, Nigerian problem from my head. Then I was
you can't because your umbilical cord. Your umbilical cord is buried there, so that's why you can't.
Exactly. Now
go to your village, look for your umbilical cord, exhume it, wrap it in paper, then you can delete it.
Exactly. Then I was thinking, where did our problem come from? I said, okay, let me try and go into the biblical aspect. Then I was reading. That's why I thought Numbers 13, verse 10 to 31. When Moses led Israelite out of Egypt, then I was thinking to myself, where is Egypt? It's in Africa. Where is the promised land? It's somewhere in Africa. Then these people lost their sat-nav or GPS. Then they settled in Nigeria. But then when they get out of the promised land or something, Moses sent the tribes to go and look for the land. And according to that Numbers, it described a land which is full of everything, good things, but the land is devouring its own good thing. I'm like, is this not something that, why would a country have everything you can think of, but still nothing good come out of it? Is that not some of these people that were so stubborn that Moses rescued from Egypt, they then settled in Nigeria and they start to multiply? Maybe. So I was looking at it from that point. But then I thought to myself, we all fled out of that country one way or the other because things are not working. But the people we fight for, we are trying to say, hey, you people, why are you allowing the people who siphon your money like this Yaya Bello thing? You see someone just doing juju, and you see people defending him and be like, look at these people, they can't even afford to eat 1 square meal a day. And this is someone who is living in a mansion. Are you not supposed to stone him? No. And they will be defending him. He's our son. Then we be like, why are you even trying to let these people, even if there are 10 Yaya Bellos, let them continue to rule them? But that's why I said, I don't know. Honestly. Both the leaders and the followers, they are just meant to be. Maybe we should let's crack a joke. Let's talk about something different. Let's talk about destiny, death. Dr. Damages has been to hell. Maybe one day he's coming to tell us how hells look like. So maybe we should start talking about things like that. Don't forget about, because it tire me. Honestly. I don't know. It just, like I said, I wish something could delete the whole thing, because we've been told that the country is going to be better. It's going to be better. Andrew, Jackpa, don't go now. Andrew, hey, my people, I'll be listening at the background and I'll come back again.
No problem. We all understand the frustration. It's getting on everyone. So let me see how I can let me highlight this first. Thank you, Black. Name one proper Black dominated nation in the world. None exists, which is true, but sadly, is the truth. So I want to play this video for us.
Is Rwanda not a black?
Sorry, that's not correct. What about Botswana? We're going too far.
I'm coming.
True. I think there's this other. Is it Namibia?
Is Botswana not there? Is Namibia not there?
Namibia, of course. Yeah. Thank you. My apologies for that.
Namibia is there. Come on now.
I think what we should say is that the notorious nations, when I mean notorious, I'm not necessarily using it in any contextual, I'm just saying more prominent nations. We tend to use what's going on there to measure. For instance, before I even mention Rwanda is a recent thing. Botswana has been a very peaceful nation doing their own thing, Jeje. For a long time, they used to have the best GDP in Africa and all that. They've never had a military coup. They've never had a dictator. They've always had, democracy where somebody will do his tenure and leave. They may not be, there are some, it's just like in Europe, everybody knows all the big nations, but there are countries like Luxembourg and co who are thriving very well. Mm-hmm. You don't hear them making noise every day. So I think sometimes we take some of these things a bit too far and say that there's no thriving. There are thriving African nations. They're just not notorious like Nigeria, South Africa.
Thanks for clarifying that. I appreciate it. So I'm going to play this video.
What? Have you lost your mind? What did you do that for? What's wrong with you?
Drinking and watching TV. That's all you're good at, Ayomide. Nothing else.
What has come over you? Don't you have any more respect for me and regard for me in this house?
To do is to watch soccer, but you cannot even recognize a complete football team standing right in front of you.
You're talking bullshit. Nonsense. Your doctor certified me as being okay, fit and powerful.
Really? Then start performing like the Messis and the Ronaldos, Mr. Powerful. Look, I have Portsmouth. I have Manchester United. I have Arsenal. I have Liverpool in my Real Madrid. Ayomide, perform like your mates and score some goals. Is that too much to ask, Mr. Ayomide? Is it? Stop watching people score goals and start scoring some of yours. Nonsense.
Oh my God. I will soon play you like football.
Yes. You know what I'm laughing. You know why I'm laughing? It reminds me of Odumeje. She has so many powers. She has a prayer lamande. She has a bindo shaker. She has a gun.
When I watch this video and I compare Rudolph saying he went to hell and is back, to me, these couples are actually experiencing hell. And I want to see if we can throw some light, just on a lighter mood, even though it's a serious issue.
But hold on, electricity. Before you go to that lighter note, I just want to make one point.
Right.
It seems like Nigerian problem is seen to be epidemic in the sense that it's not just on the political area. I'm going to use this narrative to what's going on right now. Maybe Miles okay, I think he probably follow sports. I don't know about him. The reason why I'm saying it, I'm talking about Nigerian Green Eagles. When the coach left, how long they're supposed to play South Africa next year? I mean next month. I think it's next month. I mean, they have not been able to determine who's going to be the good coach. Up to today, we're supposed to be getting a head coach last week. Up to right now, there's still a conflict. They can't decide whether it's going to be a foreign, coach, whether they're going to give it to Finindi or they're going to give it to Emunike. It's just the same thing in other area. I mean, that's just a typical example of Nigeria. What's going on. We can't seem to get our act together in all aspects of life. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but it's just a point.
All right, thank you. Chim, do you want to weigh in? Because even though the video I just played, I've looked at it very well. Let's be realistic or honest with ourselves. These are issues that happens in home. And like I said, tonight is a different night, or this particular broadcast. So we're looking at a part of seriousness and a part of comical until Pansat come on board. I hope Pansat will come. I know he's preparing to come. I can see a vision of him getting dressed, putting on his tie, and he will be here soon. Rudolph.
So where's Dr. Damage?
No, Rudolph, I've not seen the vision yet. So I don't think he will be here. The vision is bleak. And I don't want to lose my moderator ticket here, benefit here. So I'm not going to say much about Rudolph. So looking at that video, I thought of it a lot. What exactly is she referring to? Because from me hearing it, she said Messi, Ronaldo plays, they score goals. Okay, so Messi is skillful, Ronaldo is skillful, and without scoring goals, their skills, correct me if I'm wrong, their skill is rubbish. So to me, that goal she's referring to is childbearing, the ability to be able to impregnate her. I don't know. I don't know if that is.
Well, so yeah, you have hit the nail on the head. I think first of all, that's just a clip from a movie. By the way, she's one of my best actresses. I enjoy watching her movies. She's done very well for herself. I think that movie, if I recall, was they were having problems having children, and she, of course, that in most times, traditionally, that's not to say that men. Most times, when a young couple, or not necessarily young, when a couple been in a relationship for a while, married, and they don't have children, a lot of the times, from a cultural perspective, a lot of the strain is on the woman, because let's assume the husband really loves her and is not bothered and is willing to wait. The woman tends to feel, what is society saying about me? What is my husband's family saying? Are they seeing me as barren? There's a pressure.
Jim, sorry for interjecting you. This is Rudolph. It's no one else that does this. He's been acting this way since today.
Well, he has told you that once the opponent shows up, he will show up. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think to be honest with you, I mean, it was a movie, but let's situate it in real life situation. Yeah, she has a point. You are busy watching Ronaldo scoring goals. You are watching Messi scoring goals. Meanwhile, you don't want to come and score your own goal. You understand? And she's willing. She's a good goalkeeper. You understand? And you don't want to come and score a goal. So to that extent, and I think he was wasting his time on the wrong things that were probably not even going to help him in the scoring of the goal. So she was only provoking him to, it's like provoking a footballer. When a player, a striker does not do well and the fans boo him. The expectation is that by the next match, you will bang in the goals and lead your team to victory.
But Chim, the man said the doctor certified him. He has no issue. So the issue is not that he's not skillful. The issue is that the inability for her to get pregnant.
That's what I'm saying now. We're still saying that if you don't see, wait, if a striker is not positioned in the what they call that 18-yard box, there's a new term that they use in modern day football. If he's not well positioned, I mean, we watched Manchester City and Chelsea last week, for those of us who follow football, and we saw a certain player, let me just help not call his name, dribble the goalkeeper and couldn't slot in the goal. He did it several times and people got frustrated. So the goalkeeper in this instance, incidentally, when it comes to this situation, the goalkeeper is not there to block the goal from going in. The goalkeeper is there to let the goals go in. And the goalkeeper is telling you to come and strike, and you are not striking. You are busy drinking and watching Ronaldo striking his own goal. What do you think the goalkeeper will be doing? The goalkeeper is frustrated.
I saw the game, Jim.
Yes,
yeah, I saw the game.
Exactly.
I mean,
you understand?
Mazio, I'll come back. Chim, I'm still taking you on this. I beg your indulgence.
No, that's okay. No problem at all.
Chim, a football match lasts plus or minus, if it goes into extra time and penalty, 160 minutes. Plus or minus 160 minutes.
120.
Huh?
120.
No, if it goes into penalty, I included penalty, extra time and penalty, just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
So that is how it lasted. Now, there are times Messi and Ronaldo did not score in a football game. Would that be correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Good. So it could be those times for him. Now, she's not complaining of him not being skillful. She's complaining of him not scoring goals. So I think since you are the experience, you have that experience in this capacity, could you please tell us which position he should have taken or he should take to be able to score the goals?
He should be, hold on. He should be warming up. Listen, when Ronaldo and Messi, because of a strong defense line, are not able to penetrate and score their goal, they will create chances, but they will still be they will be there. They don't go and start becoming defenders. They still stay there and waiting for the opportunity to score that goal. That is what I believe a striker should be doing.
What you are suggesting, what you are claiming is that he has to continue to play non-stop until he scores goal. He should not have a moment of...
The teammate is not complaining. The teammate is not complaining. The teammate is saying, I want to see you available. Just be available. When the chances come, I can lay the true pass comes, then you can slot in. Not when you are not available. How will you score the goal?
Jim, you took a word out of my mouth. That was the side of the narrative I was about to say here. About our system, some of that is.
Okay.
That was right.
Let's go to Mazioke, who has been around the block several times to educate us on these issues. Thank you, Mazioke. The floor is yours.
I am not. See, the thing is that I'm not a football fan, apart from I don't know much about Man U and all the teams that I heard of. So, but I think I'm taking the whole thing one literally the way she said it. Oga can't do your job. It means the man is not doing the job, in the words of Buhari, in the other room. I can only talk about the issue politically, which is, you look at it this way. The man is busy watching other people play football without going to the field, in his 6x6 queen's bed to go play the game that is left for him, whether he wants to play it in the sofa or top of the washing machine or on his cooker. That's up to him. But here we
Sorry,
are.
Mazuke, this is a lady that I've just waded into it. She said, Cynthia, she's complaining about three things. The man is not playing enough, the man is not skillful, and the man is not scoring goal. Wow. Lord have mercy.
That is correct. Well, that is a lady's perspective from Cynthia. But what I'm trying to say here is we are trying to. I believe you played that video because putting it in context as to what Nigeria is going. That's my point here. The man appears to be the Nigerian people, whiling away their time doing some things, or rather, let's say the man appears to be the Nigerian leaders, whiling away their time watching other nations develop. In the 60s and early 70s, we were at a par with Malaysia, with Singapore, with South Korea, that our leaders at that time were this, can be just supposed to be this man. Why the Nigerian economy and the Nigerian people is the lady saying, look at us here, build us up, use us to score these goals, and let us eventually bring forth this child or children and be happy like every other those countries you go for. This man is like these countries our leaders go for medical sojourn, to go, they go there, they do their surgeries, they do XYZ. Whereas at home, in that room, in the other room, in the inner room, he is ignoring the job that is to invest in education, to build the right hospitals, train your people in order to do that. So, however you want to look at it, if you want to say sarcastically and jokingly, I mean, yeah, we can say that the man is not doing what he ought to. But if you want to just oppose it to the conversation that we are having today, I can tell you that the man represents the Nigerian leaders, while the lady representing the Nigerian economy and the Nigerian people. And that's how I want to look at
it. Man of prestige, the floor is yours. Before I will address Mazioke's argument. So, man of prestige, the floor is yours.
Well, I guess as a sports fanatic, I was going to go to that.
I apologize. Man of prestige, I apologize. I want to highlight
I was going to go to that point we already
Man
made.
of prestige, hold on 1 second.
Between me
Man
and
of prestige. Man of prestige.
But
Man of prestige, can you hear me? Can you hear me, man of prestige? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay. I'll give you the floor. I just highlighted a comment here. Even though I would have loved to disregard it, but I'm not going to disregard it. Like just to highlight what Mazioke said earlier, we can put it in different contexts, okay? Even the situation in Nigeria is affecting marriages, whether we want to agree to that or not. But the situation in Nigeria is affecting marriages. Here is someone says, we are not here to talk about marriage. It's part of everything. So, Nwachukwu, I'm going to advise you. It's an admonition that you should learn to keep an open mind on certain on issues. Because if you don't keep an open mind, you are going to miss out. You see how Mazioke took it? He applied it to what? To the Nigerian situation. Chim have said his own. Other people have said his own. And we appreciate those in the comment section. But truth be told, if you are not happy with it, you know what to do. Thank you. Man of prestige, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, you should just take that, as it is, I mean, people will always have their own opinion, So it's not a big deal, in my own opinion. But anyway, like I said, I don't have that much to say. I think I already said it. I was coming from that narrative, which me and him already, conversate with in terms of, football and the dribble and the score, So that's pretty much what I have to say in referring to that movie. So that's my conclusion. That I don't have to repeat what we said already. So I mean, that's the angle I'm looking at it.
I look at it from the way it is, the way the video was played. I'm not applying it to anything because I don't agree with our approach personally, because if we have to look at it from a football point of view, they play, they have break, they play, they have break, or they finish the game, they wait for the next match. So from where I'm standing, what exactly does she want? How does she want the game to be played? A continuous game without stopping? The man probably has played the game and stopped and having a break with his beer and watching TV. After the game, he'll probably return back to the match. There has to be a moment of respite. Is it a continuous game she expects him to play? Or is playing the game, is skillful, is not scoring the goal?
Okay. I think if I have to narrate it to that angle again, the reason why she maybe wanted to continue because it's not satisfied. There has not been a goal. So that's the purpose people go to match or wherever, to see a goal. We don't go there to see a goalless draw or wherever, I mean, there's no score. It's kind of boring. People don't want to see, of course, they don't score a lot of goals, in soccer. 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 is a lot. Anyway, even I thought there was a place I read, they score like about 20-something or 30-something goal. They decided to arrest the people. So there has to be conspiracy in that. So in the soccer, there's not too much of a goal. You can't make it like a basketball here or American football.
Una don't carry me go where I don't know. I beg.
Maybe we are all here to learn. So maybe you are learning.
I'm a man of sanctimonious integrity. You people don't carry me go where
You can't just be there. You can't just be there. You need to explore. You need to explore your horizon. I mean,
listen, we take this as a joke.
Life is too short.
Okay, listen, we take it. Like I said, this is a comedy night. Even we are taking it on a lighter mood. However, it's still something worth talking about because these are part of our coping mechanism that we apply back at home. So to me, like I said, I think in my opinion, she's not being fair as far as I am concerned, that Putin, particularly for the fact that the man said the doctor certify him that he is okay. So it's skillful. It's just the inability for her to get pregnant.
Okay, let me say something. And you can interject on this as well. Because sometimes I stay and I wonder, maybe I've been in this country for a while. I wonder, when it comes to Africa, I don't know why we are not improving. And I'm going to give an example. Because it seems like this has become an epidemic, putting Africa, backwards the way they are. I know you said some countries are progressing, like Rwanda, Namibia, but that's just an average. They are not still. Are they considered to be a developing country? I don't know what African country I think considered to be a developing country. Maybe South Africa, Kenya, or something like that. I mean, most of them are undeveloped. I mean, when I mean undeveloped, I don't mean in terms of infrastructure and all that kind of things. I mean in where you are in life. But for example, I'm looking at something like Uganda. Look at Uganda president. Did you see what he did? You appointed your son the chief of staff, and you appointed your daughter, the governor of central bank. So, in other words, nobody's going to overthrow you. You can get all the money you want from your daughter. You have no challenge because something like that. They're going to say, let the military come and overthrow you. Your son is not going to overthrow you. You see that? And this is just an example of what permitted in African country. I know that's probably not going to happen in Nigeria, but we have another word of corruption. Nigeria is a different case.
If it happens in Nigeria, what will happen?
Exactly, that's the question. What will happen? After all, the son of the president flew the presidential plane. What happened? Huh? What happened?
Probably, I guess, probably nothing. Yeah, probably nothing. I mean, but people will be shouting.
Chioma asks, is it Chioma? One Nigeria, the electricity, are you trying to tell us something about that video? I've already told you what I want to tell you about the video. So it's what happens in life, and it's part of the struggles couples go through. Even though it's acted in Nollywood, but the truth be told, some of us experience these issues in life. And when we come here, beside providing solution to political matters, we can also discuss other issues that affect us and affect our mental health as well too. We've seen several relationships burst like that because of these issues of childbearing and the cultural or the cultural this that is attached to it, that if the woman is not pregnant, it is her fault. And that also needs to be discussed. These are societal issues, the ills that happen in the country that needs to be addressed. And I know some people are not comfortable with it. They want to hide behind the scene. They don't want to talk about it. And I've come from experience, those who really don't want to talk about it, it's either they're going through it or they've experienced it at one time or the other in their life. They shy away from the truth. But I'm going to shy away from the truth. So thank you, Mazio. I don't know if you still have other things to add to the, what you have any other thing to say, please.
No, I said it and I mean it. And I don't carry me go where I don't know. So
Man of prestige.
Well, they're not coming.
Come again. I'm surprised. Rudolph said if Pansat come, it will come. Unfortunately,
Pansat is sticking out.
It's unfortunate.
He always make noise. He's my party here in California, but he always messed up.
Rudolph said he's not coming except Pansat. Why will he not come? He said he went to hell. He just need to educate us on how hell looks like.
But anyway, I'm gone. Unless he come in later, then I come back. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Someone said we should change the topic. Change it to what? Change it to Yaya Bello. We've spoken a lot about Yaya Bello, so we should talk about Tinubu. So can somebody tell me how is Tinubu doing at the moment, please? Those of you in the comment section, those of you that saw him last, how is he doing?
What do you mean, how is he doing?
Yeah, we are changing the topic. They said I should change the topic. Those in the comment section, can you suggest a topic for us to talk about? Since this
Yahya Bello is now being called the Yeye Bello. I don't know, but that's what somebody said.
That's Nigerians for you. They will always come up with something. Can somebody in the comment section, since you guys are not happy with this topic of marital issues, and this is my problem with some of our sisters as well.
Okay. So, brother, I think I need to, before they use me and act Nollywood, let me go in the other room so that I will not become a victim of Nollywood too. But at least I still perform.
Okay, we're glad to hear that Mazio can still perform. Happy belated birthday once again.
Thank you very much, and I'm still waiting for my birthday gift.
I will chat to you. I will chat to you via WhatsApp.
All of you out there, I mean, I can see a lot of you. One Nigeria, I think one Nigeria is Ovia, right?
I'm not really sure who one Nigeria is. I don't think so.
Lighthouse and
I'm not sure that
Queen. I haven't seen Queen for a very long time. 20 years.
Anyway, she's here. She hasn't come on stage, but she's always in the comment section.
Yeah, I just saw. I thought someone would have come out to tell me the road to hell, how it looks, but sadly, I'll have to call Rudolph when I drop off to find out from him. Maybe
somebody's asking a question, Maz. Sorry, before you leave, what's Tinubu negotiating in the Netherlands? Do you have idea?
I think they have some farm stuff that they want to do. I know that before Tinubu appointed ministers, I know there were some conversations that had to do with farm and the animal livestock. So I think that's what I think they have, gone to drive really into. I mean, if they are serious and if he works out, it's going to be for the best and the interest of the nation, because obviously, as you all know, Netherlands is very good in agri. I mean, it's a very small country, and yet they produce what nations can't. Bigger nations can do, especially ours. That is big. Virtually, people say it's big for nothing. Anyway, that's it. I don't know. Apart from that, unless he wants to go by road when he gets into Netherlands, it's very close. He can go by road to France, so that we don't know.
All right. Thank you very much. The next broadcast will be next week, Friday. Mazi. Okay, Mazi is gone. Will be next week, Friday. I think I'll be aired next week, Friday. And we will be striking. Okay, don't let me let the cat out of the bag yet. So I will be aired next week, Friday. I think I have it. We also will be talking about the issue of what diasporans can do collectively in respect to issue of Nigeria now, because we talk a lot, but it's time for action. A lot of people have ideas. Food on the table, table on the food, whatever it is, money answereth all things. So we sit in a privileged position in diaspora, we that are in diaspora, to be able to effect change in Nigeria. So next week, Friday, I think the broadcast is there in respect to what can change the nation, about the patriots, distinguished gentleman led by one, I've forgotten his name again. And so we will be looking at that next week, Friday. Put it on your day. It's going to be an all-night broadcast. I think I will try my best to be like Forefather where possible. It's going to be an all-night broadcast next week, Friday. So we will have to deal with that. And next week, Friday. Thank you for joining me, and have a lovely evening. I apologize that Rudolph and Pansat that are supposed to be here, we're not here, unfortunately. Hopefully, we'll see Rudolph tomorrow. He certainly will come on here tomorrow. And Jim, welcome back. I thought you've disappeared. So
phone call. I got a phone call, so I needed to quickly take it.
Okay. I don't know if you have anything to say, or you want to change the subject, and you have.
Well, I've seen some people not happy about the topic, but hey,
I don't know why they are not happy about it.
I also don't get it. So
I don't understand.
We were talking about trying to make sure we immune ourselves away from all the supposed heavy duty issues of Nigeria that create headache. So sometimes if we have to dovetail into other things, I think it's perfectly okay. But
to me, sorry, Tim. To me, I really don't understand why we shy away talking about the bedroom matters. I don't know why we actually shy away from it. We blacks? Why we shy away from it? And yet we complain inwardly that the man is not performing well. The woman is not acting sexy enough in the bedroom. And here is an opportunity to talk about it, or to educate ourselves. Let me put it that way. We shy away from it. We said it's not important. Chioma, thank you as well too for joining the platform. Thank everyone. Thanks for your comments. Also, we are still here. Myself and Chim, we are still here. And Chim, I'm going to throw some questions at you in this light. I know a lot of people are going to leave, but we will talk about it in this light of sexual issues. what is your take? What do you consider as the ability to be able to satisfy a woman?
Okay, so I don't think there is any one thing. Okay, let me look at it from this angle, if I may. Some of us have worked in customer service, and we know that one of the rules in marketing and customer service is understanding your customer, understanding what your customer likes, their preferences. Some even go as far as talking about the psychology of your customer, their behavioral. You know that some of your customers might be people who like to be given, let's say, promotions once in a while as they spend their money on your products and services. You put in one or two promos, you give them one or two loyalty benefits, and all those kinds of things. We talk about this, and you know what? That's a very good understanding, and what would I say, skill. But unfortunately, we don't bring that knowledge when it comes to marital issues, our relationship with our family members, our children. If you can take your company insists that, because the company is, we say company, but the company is just, it's just there. It is you and I who work in that place that make up the company. But the company wants us to develop these kinds of skills to be able to serve those customers. Unfortunately, we do so well in those companies, but we don't know how to take that skill in our relationship with our spouses, because you're a customer to your wife or your girlfriend, and vice versa. It's the same thing. You need to understand, but some churches are doing well. There are churches these days, trying to bring the religious angle, because churches also play a role in marital life, who talk about, understanding what the love cues of your spouse is. So some women may like to go out every Friday night to the corner joint, give them pepper soup. That's what makes that tickles our woman. When people are able to do that, and then you go home to the other side, then it works out well. Some other person is that, you just thank her for her role in the house. She wants to hear, gratitude. She wants to feel appreciated. Yes, she's a homemaker. She spends more time in the house. But when you come home and say, sweetie, I love the way the house is looking. Wow, did you spray this sitting room with some beautiful fragrance? I love the way you have put the flowers. The way everywhere looks neat. Honey, you must have had a hard day, but I thank you. There's some women, that's all they want. And all those things. So somebody will say, what's the role in all those things? Now, when you shower encomium on your customer out there, they spend more money on your service and products. Once in a while, you send them a message to say, this is from Oyikoro and Sons, saying thank you for all the dollars you spend on our business. We want to extend so and so to you. That customer feels value. That's what customer loyalty is about. Then they will spend more top dollar on you, or top pounds on you. Now, the same way, when you are relating with your spouse in that manner, you understand? Yes, thank you, but why? It's called love language. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You understand? When you do that kind of thing, listen, do you know that there's some women who can't take in because of stress? Not that anything is wrong with them. But imagine when you do those things that bring joy in the woman, and her body will be in the right position for when she's in a position to, maybe when she's ripe enough for to take in, and then piam, you hear the woman. So you see some ladies who have 7 children. We used to joke and say, this woman, I touch and kill. She won't just never touch and finish. Begin don't show. I know I'm joking about it, but you know what? There's a psychology behind all these things. Same thing for the man. You understand? I know sometimes we've made it look chauvinistic when we say that the man wants to come home to a happy home. People think that, why are you making it chauvinistic? No, the guy has gone out there taking a bullet on behalf of the family from his boss. His boss has called him coconut head while he's working. He gets through a lot of abuses or whatever, because this is a fact. It's not everybody that is working in a place where there is so much, that is respect. Some people are working in environments that are very terrible, but they have to go to that work. When the person comes home, and then he or she receives similar stress at home, he cannot be in the right frame of mind to be a Ronaldo or to be a Messi. But if he comes home after his boss has abused him, and then his wife treats him like a queen, you understand? Treats him, and he will be looking forward. In fact, his boss will be wondering, why is this guy always in a hurry to go home? He wants to go home because you don't appreciate him here. But there's another customer somewhere that really appreciates him. And that is why, if you notice, sometimes movies will show it. A man who is not as happy at home will suddenly be finding one joint where he goes to drink beer. And then there's one baby there that is busy appeasing him in that place. You understand? But Pastor, think about it. This is real. It happens. And then you wonder, what is it about the other person that makes him happy? I will end this with a true life story. And I'm not kidding you, true life story. I know the people it happened to. There's this family, this couple got married. The woman didn't know how to cook well. Now, I'm not a chauvinist. I cook. I go to the kitchen. My kitchen is behind me here. You can see it. My wife goes, but my wife doesn't like me going to the kitchen because she is a very fantastic cook also. So, I mean, I only do that when she's not available. But when she's available, I allow her to do the cooking because I'm going to get a better deal from her meal than I'll get from mine. Now, this woman was not she was a good woman, but she didn't know how to cook well. So when the husband married her, because he had been spoiled by his mom with nice dishes, he wasn't getting that kind of quality dish he was getting when he was going to his mother. He didn't want to offend his wife, so he started eating out. On his way back from home, he would stop somewhere and eat. When he gets home, he'll tell his wife, don't worry, it's okay, I've eaten. I had a big lunch, because he didn't want to offend the woman. So both of them were good couples. They respected each other. It was just that the woman suddenly said, but my husband is not eating my meal. This is strange to me. He keeps coming up with a strange, and then on weekends, he will eat breakfast. Then the rest of the day, he will say he has one meeting, he has to see a friend. He'll go, I was with Andrew and we ate so much at the, but the woman was a smart woman. So she started trailing her husband and noticed her husband had this particular joint he used to go into. He doesn't go to womanize, he only goes in there, eats food, and comes home. He noticed there was no woman involved. You know what she did? After a while, she went to that particular joint one day, sat down, and started weeping. And the owner, an elderly woman, came out and said, what is wrong? Did anybody do anything to you? He said, you have taken my husband from me. The woman said, how? He says, you have just taken my husband. My husband doesn't eat my food, it's your food. The woman said, but I didn't force him, or I'm married, or it's just a business I do. And I don't even know all the customers. So I don't even know which one is your husband. Anyway, to cut the long story short, she showed a willingness to learn, and she started coming there secretly. The husband didn't know, to come and learn recipe. And then she started cooking it. And then one day she got her husband to say, try my recipe. And the man tried it and liked it and said, what's going on? And he noticed that there was a change in the way her recipe was. And then, of course, he had no reason now to be going out. But you know what? They owned up. Eventually, the woman asked her, but why didn't you tell me that I was not preparing food good enough? And the guy said, I didn't know how to do this. I was afraid that I will say something that will offend you, and I didn't want us to quarrel over this. So the moral is this: you have to know your customer. It's not only in the corporate world or in the world of sales and marketing that we should know our customer. Know your wife. Wife, know your husband. It helps. It will help. If those two people in that short clip you played understood each other, then they will be complementary to each other and help each other. Because there's no perfect union anywhere. Absolutely none. There is just no perfect union anywhere in this world. It's all about give and take. It's all about understanding one another. It's all about even helping each other grow. But when you don't do that, then that's when, the kind of altercation that showed up in that clip will come, using snide comments, to ginger or to put down, as it were. So I just think the knowledge we get, whether it is in the marketing, whether it is in anatomy, for those of us who are good in medicine, whatever, you can actually come back and apply it in your relationship with your spouse. That is what knowledge is all about. Everything is not about spiro. You understand what I mean by spiro? Some of us
I understand that.
Mhm.
That is why I keep saying, I'll be saying why people shy away from this topic, particularly with emphasis to the soul spiro that you spirit sisters and brothers. The point you highlighted, to summarize it, there's a willingness in her to learn how to first of all find out why this man is not eating her food, and also a willingness for her to learn. But this does not happen every time, because there is this temptation to jump to an assumption that my husband is cheating on me, so he doesn't eat my food, and so he's going elsewhere to eat someone else's food, and without proper investigation, accusation will now flying around, and that relationship will end up going busted, and that will be the end of the story. Because this aspect, I have been privileged, I would say, to talk to few people. I mean, I have a friend who was a doctor. She's a doctor, I beg your pardon, years back, and she called me and said she has a patient she wants me to talk to. I said, me, talk to your patient. What's your problem? Am I a doctor? I said, no. I said, the patient husband happens to be a pastor. And she dared not raise up the issue of this sexual intercourse with the pastor for them to discuss. I said, so it's me that will come and talk to I said, why can't you talk to that person? So these are the issues that I think plague the Christian.
I think is the issue. We need to demystify a lot of things.
Okay.
A lot of things need to be demystified. You know, and I've also been learning, because personally I love to attend places where, you know, we demystify these things and not just hang it in the supposed spiritual realm. Because listen, while I'm not saying the spirit does not exist, it does exist, but God knows that we're not yet 100% spirit, so he breaks down some of those things for us in human forms. Unfortunately, many of us want to be more God than God. Do you understand? You know, I don't know if you watch some of this. There's this YouTube Nigerian comedy called Baba Benji. I like to enjoy it once in a while on YouTube. So you know that Mama Benji is very spiro, and the husband is not. So, and I always take a liking to those moments. I pick up a lot of ideas and things. I'm like, interesting. You understand? So even I watched a movie just yesterday, a Nigerian movie of a lady who got pregnant before her wedding, before the night of her wedding with her husband. So her husband has not had anything to do with her, but she's pregnant. And it was a big deal. In fact, I was in suspense watching that movie myself. But at the end of the day, we discovered what happened. She was innocent. She was raped because she and her husband agreed to her, before being her husband, to be celibate until after their wedding night. And then just on the wedding night, something happened and they couldn't consummate. But down the line, they discovered that she was pregnant. And it turned out that she was raped. Meanwhile, the man himself, in the period of wait, instead of waiting, was going and having going to, not necessarily, he wasn't having sex, but he was going somewhere else to catch his form with another lady, but he wasn't having sex with her.
Whoa, Jim, one second. What do you mean? Could you expatiate on that? What do you mean he's going somewhere else? He wasn't having sex. What was he doing? Was he getting a blowjob or what?
Okay, so I have never been to those places in my life too. So
no, you watch the film.
I watch the movie.
So
you know some of this. You know some of this Western. A Black Beauty, is that the name of the movie? Lies? Is that what you're saying? I'm trying to. I can't remember the
Black movie. Can you confirm if the name of the film or the title of the film is Lies, please? Or what are you referencing to Black Beauty? Thank you. Chim, somebody already said you should expatiate more, as I just asked you to expatiate more.
So
please.
it's a Western culture what's the word? You know, like all these people where they tie them, and they were catching some funny, sexual fun without necessarily having intercourse or something.
But Jim, even with that, I mean, it's the man from where I am sitting. He has a problem. He has an issue.
I agree with you. I'm not defending him. I'm not defending him. I'm just telling you what was happening between both of them. They agreed to be celibate until after wedding. Unfortunately, the guy, well, this is cheating. It's a cheating process. Let's call it what it is. Was going out. He wasn't having intercourse, but he was going and catching. What do you call it? She calls it BDSM, exotic. I think good Quinty A. Those exotic kind of relationship. They don't necessarily do anything. They will tie. They beat each other. They do. I don't know how that is fun to some people. I don't know, but that's what the guy was engaging in. But in this same instant, this lady's former boyfriend, her ex, sent her a gift. And she said, no, she was taking it back to say, don't send me a gift. You know I'm engaged. And in the process of sending that gift back, she got raped. Now, she's married to this guy, but she's carrying a child that is not her husband's own. It became a big deal. And I will look for the name of that movie and I'll share it with you. It's on Prime if you have a Prime account. And it became a big deal. But they had to go counseling. Good, that's why I brought it up. Both of them had to submit to counseling. It was in the process of counseling that the issues were uncovered. Now, that counseling is another part of our culture that we have not fully accepted. The whole idea of going to a third-party expert to uncover your marital issues to them in a safe zone. We don't do that. In the Western world, it's easy to do, but we Africans still struggle to go. Okay, most women will be willing to go to their pastors to speak, but would they be willing to go to a non-pastor who is a therapist, skilled in helping them resolve their issues and go and resolve it? The man might not want to. The woman also might not want to. But I would consider most women, because of the religiosity our women have, are very well open to go and share with their pastor. So that's the angle I wanted to bring it to. So I think there's a lot of demystification we still need to do. A lot of our people, there are some things we do still feel very uncomfortable having a conversation over. Personally, as a person, I don't feel uncomfortable discussing issues. If we need to go to somebody who can help us, I'm very open to look for a solution to solve my problem rather than sit down and be dying in silence.
Thank you, Chim. Thanks for expatiating on that, because I was beginning to think that the man is what do you call it, John the Baptist, and so. But fortunately, he's not John the Baptist. Today, I had a call from. Yesterday, I had a call from a very good friend of mine who asked me several questions as to going about deciding who is your future wife or whatever it is. What are the steps to take in terms of deciding who is your future wife? And he asked me what's my take on it. And I said, listen, I just be honest with you. I know there are people who say there are 13 steps to finding your future partner. I said, I don't believe in that. But before I go into that aspect, the aspect I am conversant with is in the bedroom, which we are dealing with at this very moment, which most we agree that it's an issue that is plaguing most of us, that we don't want to talk about. And I did ask a question. Yes, the aspect you highlighted, the point you made is that appreciating one another is very, very important, because it tends to make each party relax and feel comfortable before eating the Adam apple, as they often put it. But however, coming to that Adam apple aspect, there's what we call satisfaction. Both parties being satisfied. How would you describe that, or how would you say they can achieve that moment? Because it's one thing for me to appreciate you. It's another thing, based on that video that we watched, when she said her front is Manchester, her back is Arsenal, is seeing a full football pitch in her. These are the aspects that some still struggle with in terms of what do I need to do to satisfy my woman? And given to your experience, I believe you've been around the block several times, so you'll be able to educate us on this issue. The floor is now yours, Chief.
This
Thank
man,
you very much.
I don't know why you are trying to take me into terrains that I'm not. I'm also still a learner. But anyway, the only thing I can say is this: it still boils back to what I said initially, trying to understand each other and genuinely wanting to help each other. You see, yes, let's not pretend. There are people who go into marriage and they have already explored. They've already explored too much. Because you know what? When you've explored too much, then there is nothing to learn. Because marriage is supposed to be a place where two of you come and start learning. But a lot of people have overexplored before coming.
Chief,
so
let me push back. No, I'm not pushing back. What do you mean by overexploit, please?
Some people may have been heavily sexually active before they got married. Do you understand what I'm saying? You get my point. They have been already sexually active before they finally settle down with somebody. Now, if the other person is naive, you will find out that somebody's expectations, the other person may not be able to meet it or match it, because you've climbed a mountain, you've reached Kilimanjaro and come down. Now you want to climb it again now with a partner who has never climbed. You already understand the way to climb that. And if your temperament is you're impatient, you'll be expecting this person to come up with skills that person doesn't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it leads to the one person not being able to satisfy the other person. But if, assuming, and both of us are Christians, so please, I don't want to apologize for being a Christian in this matter. Yes, you are both Christians. You have explored, but now you are a Christian and you understand that, okay, I need to do life with the other person. You'll be patient with this other person, knowing fully well they don't know what you know. That's one. Two, the person who does not know what you know will also be understanding of the person who knows too much and not judge them. Do you get my point? There needs to be a balance. Because that is where misunderstanding is. Someone says, where did you learn all this thing from? So you see, somebody might not go into this and be pretending and be trying to play innocence because they don't want to overshow. So those are some of the things that can cause this satisfaction versus lack of satisfaction. Let's assume, as a lady, you have a guy who's not able to satisfy you very well. It's not to demean their confidence. It is actually to see, okay, how can we, I don't know if it's a medical related thing, two of you seek help together as a partner, because you're now partners. Do you understand? That's why some coaches we have been using football as an analogy. Let me go back into it. That's why a coach who has a striker that is skilled but is not scoring goals, you will see a good coach will say, I will give this person time. Will say, I have a vote of confidence on my striker. He will come around. I will give him time. Some will say, okay, maybe he's missing link. He doesn't have a good midfield that is feeding him. Let's look for, so whatever that means. I'm using football now, but whatever that will mean in this marital relationship, two of you will do it and produce that result. Personally, my belief is this: when you go into it, you need to help each other. Yes, it is a fact that one person may not be satisfying the other person, but you look for a way to solve it together and still derive that satisfaction. It's possible. It's doable. Where you have a problem is, like I said, if somebody has explored the entire world, they come into that. Imagine Ronaldo with all his experience. He started his career in Sporting Lisbon. He came to Manchester United and he blossomed. He now went to the biggest of them all, Real Madrid, and excelled exceedingly. Then went to Juventus, did fairly okay. Now he's playing in Saudi Arabia. He's a good mentor to some other players there. He's able to understand and play with those other guys and not over-expect that his teammates will be at the level where he is, knowing fully well that he's been to different places. He has garnered different exposures. So sometimes as a partner, when you have all that skill or exposure, you go into this and be somebody to help the other person, breach whatever the gaps are with them, whatever it is, so that you both you are there to satisfy each other. You're not there to gain satisfaction from one person and not give. It's a give and take. And in that process of giving and take, one person generally, it's not always the case that both of them are coming there and two of them are both virgins. Let me put it that way. Or are both naive. It's not always. There's always some time that one person will have more experience than the other. It's a fact. Unfortunately, like I said, because of our culture, we come there and we pretend and we don't want to admit some of these things. There are some wives that have more experience than their husband. It's a fact. It's a fact. You understand? So I'll just end it there by saying it's all about going into it as a team. Play for the team. You understand? She, whatever it is, was making him not to score with all the Manchester she carries and all the, whatever other qualities she was saying there. And he is not able to score like Ronaldo. And she should have helped to say, what's the solution? What is the problem? You understand? Vice versa. You understand? But most times it's not the case. Each party is at each other's throat. You're not feeling satisfied. You're angry. You're wondering why he's not satisfying you. And then if you're not patient, the person will now go outside to go and find a satisfaction. So I don't know if I was able to strike a chord with my explanation.
Yes, because at the end of the day, it's still down to willingness to teach each other and to want to learn. The ones that have gone up the mountain before has more skill. I watched a program called Mary Jane where she was dating. The lady went out with this football player, and he's so eager to want to, and she had to calm him down. Say, no, this is not the young girl she go out with. So relax. And she skillfully how to teach him or lead him into the process. We must not shy, like I said again, we must not shy away from these issues, okay? Because when we shy away from it and not talking about it openly, I hope we will come to that point that we will seek counsel, go for counseling, I beg your pardon, and not just say this. Like I said again, I'm going to repeat. We'll probably run this broadcast sometime down the road again with a topic that befits it, not this topic itself that befits the discussion. So those of you who are in the comment section, thank you. I don't know if you have questions for Councillor Chim.
I'm not a counselor. I'm not a counselor. Please, I'm not.
No, listen, some people are here just like Bob, just that they might not be confident enough to come out and say it's outside to avoid being judged. Yeah, another thing is we judge each other, which is not good because, like I keep saying, we live in a very, very funny world. And I tell people, when you go approach a girl or whatever it is, don't expect her to be a virgin. If she is, good, because even you yourself, the man, you're not a virgin. Most men are not virgin. So if you are expecting something from someone, you must be willing also to meet that person halfway. The same right you have to ask her if she is, she also have the same right to ask you if you are, because the rule to stay or the law to stay virgin does not only apply to the woman, it applies to the man as well too. It is this tradition and culture that have now make us feel that only the woman expected to be a virgin. That is incorrect. That is false. Both parties, the word virginity is applicable to both the man and the woman. So if somebody asks you, if you ask her, is she a virgin? She has the right to ask you, you are a virgin. And she has the right to tell you she's not interested in you because you're not a virgin. There's
Sorry,
nothing.
there's a post here from a Christian. He says, my pastor restricted us from washing plates. Do you think my pastor was right? I don't understand.
I don't understand. Christine, do you mind to shed
do you mean he restricted the men? He says the men should not wash plates. Is that what you're saying?
Let him clarify. Christine, you said my pastor restricted us from washing plates. Do you think my pastor was right at Chim? But you see, Chim is asking you to clarify your question. Licking plates. Oh, okay. Is it? I don't know if this is correct. Is it licking plates? It means.
I don't know
Christine,
what licking plates means.
No, I know what it means. Don't worry, we've been there before. Don't worry. Not everything Counselor knows. From washing. Oh, okay. Okay. He has clarified it. So yes, my pastor restricts us from washing our wife's plates. With due respect to your pastor. Okay, Chim, the question is posed to you, not to me.
But the answer is obvious. How can you say, okay, hold on, let me put it this way. I believe that as men and women, God gave, okay, I say God, but I always try to be conscious of the fact that not everybody is a God person. So that's why I would say nature. We come in, there are roles that are literally assigned to us by society. So it's typical that the man goes out there to do a lot of work and bring back to take care. Even if you take it from the days of nature, the man goes hunting, brings back the dead, what you call it, what he has killed in the hunting process, and the wife prepares it for the entire family. Now, but that being said, back to football, since we've been using football as a good analogy. So I'm a defender, and then there's a counter attack or there's a corner kick. The opponent plays a corner kick, and as a defender, somehow in the motion of football, I find myself at the line of the net, and the ball is played in that would have gone into the net, but I do what? I head it out or I kick it out. Primarily, my role is not to defend, right? But guess what? I have just saved my team from conceding a goal. Even though I'm supposed to be a striker in front, but somehow I found myself behind, and I was able to clear that ball away from the line, and it didn't go in. Now, conversely, the defender goes during a corner kick. His job is not to score. His job is to defend for his team. But his team has earned a corner kick. And then they float the ball in. And then a Thiago Silva defender heads the ball and he scores a goal. Would you say because Thiago Silva is a defender, the team should not accept the goal? He has given a goal to his team, either equalize or put them ahead. So the point I'm trying to make is this. In a relationship, anything you do for the benefit of the team, for harmony of the team, success of the team, or team dynamic or whatever it is acceptable. So you got home, your wife was busy or she's ill. Let's even say your wife is not working, but she's ill, and you washed the dishes. How is that bad? I don't understand how that is bad. Or would you rather that plates are piling up in the sink and your wife is ill, so the sick woman should now go and be washing the dish? I don't think so. I don't know if that makes sense to Chriskin. You know, that person that is saying that thing, I won't even say it's an African thing. I would say that person is totally ignorant and does not know what he or she is saying. How can you say people should not wash? Okay, he says Chim isn't getting it. So then perhaps it's not what I asked. Perhaps it's what you were saying on the other side. And if it's on the other side, then my hands are clean.
He did clarify himself. He said, I highlighted it. He said, washing plate for this. He did clarify. He said, my pastor restricted us from washing our wives' plates. Okay? Our wives' plate. So it means the literal washing of plate.
So my explanation is in order then.
Yeah, it's in order. So, and those who have been commenting are commenting in that line as well too. But here is my take in this issue. Okay, I don't know in what context your pastor said this. With due respect, your pastor must be able to provide you from this is what I do. Your pastor must be able, for the father is a pastor, must be able to support that argument or that instruction with a scripture. You should have asked your pastor, can you support this your instruction with a scripture? If he can, then I will applaud him. But truth be told, there is no such things there. That is ridiculous. With due respect to your pastor.
Totally ridiculous.
For you to say whether she's sick, whether she's busy or not, you can just decide to what? To wash the dishes. That is your prerogative to do. Then to allow somebody to now say they are restricting you from what, then equally your pastor can also restrict you from not having sex with your wife.
Actually, let me just say, run, no, Christine, run, no, run, no, run from that place that they are telling you not to wash.
It can restrict you from washing dishes. It can equally restrict you from doing other things, giving her money, sleeping with her, not helping in this, not giving her this. Then, because what is the difference between washing the dishes and driving her to one point or the other? It's the same thing you're doing. So, except he's able to provide scriptures to support his argument. And this is what I keep telling people, that it's not everything I say is accurate.
And there's something that Queen Tia has said here, even though she might mean it in a jab, but she's correct. She says, I'm sure the pastor is an expert in dishwashing. You know what? There are a lot of people who come and tell you, don't do this. Some women will tell you, if my husband does this. Or some men will say, lie, they never born the woman. Meanwhile, go to their homes and go and see how peacefully they are living. Those things they are telling you in the public not to do, they do it in their privacy to keep the harmony in their own homes. But they will come out and tell other people not to do certain things. So people should learn how to take advice, be smart enough to read in between the lines and know that, someone cannot be telling me what is going to lead to a breakdown of law and order in my home. Let me use that phrase. So I just wanted to bring that out.
Yeah, thank you very much. Listen, Christine, I believe that question is a real question you asked, and thanks for asking that question. Disregard that instruction. If your pastor say will ask you to disregard it, tell him to come to this Dr. Damages. Then I'll refer him to him. Respectfully disregard that instruction. That instruction is so. Let me ask you, Christine. Jesus Christ said, "You are the light of the world." So how can you be the light of the world if you cannot help your wife to wash dishes, or if you wash dishes in the house? How can you? How can you be that light? Or do we think the light is only when we don't commit fornication and adultery? It's everything. So I don't understand why. It's practically going to break that home, because if you continue like this, you will leave all the burden, all the work for her. And at the end of the day, when she starts to complain that you see me as your slave, this and that, we say that, why is she complaining? What is wrong? I don't care whether I don't want to know whether she's busy or she's not busy. The moral of it is such instruction is wrong. And I keep saying this I've said this over and over and over. God did not give pastor any authority over somebody else's wife. God never gave any pastor authority over what? Over somebody else's wife. God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of the woman. He didn't say the pastor or your pastor is the head of your wife. I don't get it. If you don't want to wash the dishes, let it be between you and your wife. Sort it out. But not something that is coming as an instruction. Are you protecting the home? I don't understand. Because I keep if I give you opinion, my opinion must align with, even if it's opinion, my opinion must align with the scripture. Because Paul gave his opinion, and his opinion aligned with the scripture. Anyway, I don't know. We're going to have this discussion over, sometime in the future, and Tim will come here again. We will plan it, come here, maybe start earlier than this. I know time difference, you're in Canada, I'm here, so the time difference never work. But I think this late hour is good, around 9, 10 is good. So on a Friday where most people will be must have finished work and they will not have to go to work the following day. So thanks for joining. For those in the comment section, thank you very much as we bring the broadcast to an end. Have a good night and have a lovely weekend. Some of you will be here tomorrow with Dr. Damages, and he will tell you what hell looks like. So I will be in the broadcast tomorrow.
I'm one of those who I want to know what it looks like.
All right. Have a lovely weekend.